Hello everyone. Today I once again welcome you to this session of biology. We will learn about more about cancer. Now this particular disease, if we define it in a single line, then it is uncontrolled mitotic division of cells. So much uncontrolled that it keeps on heaping one over the other. It keeps on invading the area of other cells, even taking the nutrition which is meant for the other neighboring cells. So it is like not allowing the other neighboring healthy cells to grow, to survive. So that is uncontrolled mitotic division in single line. Now basically what happens, there is a genetic control over this division of cells. That genetic control is somehow misplaced. That genetic control is gone. So we will see today what are the causes of cancer. Let me come to it one by one. These cancer causing agents are called carcinogens. Like we say mutagens, which causes mutation. Likewise carcinogens are causing cancer. The first reason here, radiation. Now with respect to radiation, if I say, then it is X-rays, UV rays, gamma rays, these all types of rays can cause genetic alteration. So much alteration in the genetic material that it can lead to this uncontrolled cell division. As you have already heard, UV rays from the sun can cause skin cancer. So radiation of this nature, X-rays, gamma rays, UV rays are carcinogenic. Certain chemicals like nicotine, which is found in tobacco, caffeine, which is found in certain tea, coffee and all, certain steroids, these all are chemicals which can cause cancerous growth. Smoking is a big reason because they say more than 300 such particles are there which is there in cigarette or bidi, which is carcinogenic. Now oncogenic viruses, this let me clarify the word oncogenic and proto-oncogenes. Basically, our normal healthy cells have proto-oncogenes. Now this proto-oncogenes means they are inoperative. They are like inactive. Something triggers which leads to the genetic material alteration, and then viruses take over that, and then viruses cause cancerous growth. So this viruses which somehow triggers the proto-oncogenes to become oncogenes become oncogenic viruses. So usually our normal healthy cells have proto-oncogenes and they rather help in growth of the cells. But some reason is behind which triggers this proto-oncogenes to become oncogenes. Now oncogenes, once they have become cancerous, and then they get incorporated into the virus genetic material, and then those viruses bring cancerous growth. So there is a relation between oncogenes and oncogenic viruses. Now the second topic which I'll cover today is spread. How it spreads. What are the reasons? How it further like invades. The very first stage is primary tumor, when it is traveling via blood and lymph. Now see what happens during primary tumor. The cancerous growth is there, no doubt. But there is two kind of tumor. One is malignant and one is benign. Benign is like fixed in one place, has not spread, and that can be operated out. If the doctors come to know during investigation that someone is having benign tumor, that can be operated out. But once it becomes malignant, then it has like started spreading to new areas, to new cells. This invasion to new areas, to new cells is called metastasis. So once this metastasis condition begins, it has become malignant or it has become bad for the health of the person, or it cannot be controlled. Second, these primary tumors can become secondary tumors. How they will become secondary tumors? Once they start surviving in the blood and lymph by taking the nutrients from them, the primary tumor has got converted into secondary tumors. So this secondary tumor then have a habit of invading new areas via the tissues, and then new areas, new cells, new organs it can invade and it can affect. Third stage, we are seeing the stage of spread. So first is primary tumor. Once it starts spreading, we are calling it metastasis. It becomes then secondary tumor, and ultimately the secondary tumor is vascularized. Vascularized means now it is attached to the blood vessels. Now through the blood vessels or the lymph vessels. Now it is getting nutrients from the blood and lymph. Now like it has taken over that part of organ or that part of the body. So this is like how it spreads. Primary tumor, secondary tumor, and the secondary tumor becoming vascularized. Vascularized means the blood supply is available. Blood supply available means the nutrients are available. It will further proliferate, it will further mature, it will invade, it will not allow the other neighboring cells to get the nutrients. That means it has taken over that organ. Now coming to some danger signals of cancer. How can we know what can be the symptoms that a person is having such cancerous growth in the body? First is a lump or a hard area in the breast. Lump is like a heap-like structure, and it is quite hard to touch. So this is one signal if a person is suffering from breast cancer. Lump or hard area in the breast. A change in wart or mole. See, what is this structure? You must have heard. Some people have mole in their exposed areas also. In Hindi we call it masa. This wart or mole can show some alteration, some change in the structure, or maybe some change in when you touch that area. So there will be change in the wart or mole. Persistent change in digestive habits. What this means? Usually digestive process, if it is working smoothly, that means our health is proper. Because as you know, your stomach is the second brain. If your stomach is functioning properly, it is like the whole body is functioning properly. So what type of digestive disorder will be there? Maybe there will be change in the habits, habits of digestion. So there can be some irregularities in that. The timings, the regulation of egestion or defecation will be altered. Persistent cough. Persistent means which is continuous. So persistent cough, likewise persistent digestive problem, these people have. That is one sign that something is wrong in the body. Excessive loss of blood. It is with respect to menstrual flow, especially in case of ladies. The menstruation which happens every month, there can be excessive blood flow during menstrual cycle, or there can be twice or thrice this menstrual cycle may happen in the same month. So there will be excessive blood flow which is not normal. A swelling or sore throat. The throat will be swollen, or the throat will not have the smooth voice. There will be hoarseness in the voice. The voice will become harsh. The voice will not be smooth. So that is sore throat. Unexplained loss of weight. Unexplained loss of weight, the person is eating properly but then facing digestive problem, and then that can lead to loss of weight. And this can be very sudden, this can be very unexplained. The eating habit is fine, but then unexplained loss of weight will be there. And ultimately, blood loss from any natural orifice, any other opening may show blood loss. Any other opening like mouth, like ears, nose, any other opening which we have in our body may show blood loss. So if we jot down, then lump or hard area in the breast, which is like signifying breast cancer, a change in the wart or mole, persistent change in digestive habits, maybe cancer in that digestive organs, stomach cancer, intestinal cancer, persistent cough, maybe has to do with throat cancer or lung cancer, excessive loss of blood, especially during menstrual cycle, a swelling or sore throat, unexplained loss of weight, and blood loss from any natural orifice. These are danger signals of cancer. Now there is a test called biopsy, by which it is like the doctors come to know that a person is having cancerous growth. See, there is always a difference between a cancerous cell and a normal cell. So when they take out the cells from the tumor region and they study it, they find that the normal habit of a normal cell is not there. Certain features are there which differentiate a normal cell from a cancerous cell. This I will cover in the next class. Thank you.